Mental health is an important concept in the field of psychology and education, and especially educational psychology. There is generally more emphasis on the mental health of students in terms of impacting their academic achievement and their personality development. But there is also a good deal of discussion regarding the mental health of teachers in terms of their performance as teachers. So in the current presentation, we will discuss the mental health of teachers. What do we mean by this? Why is it important for teachers to be mentally healthy? And what is the general process of that actually helps teachers in having good mental health? So first, mental health. What do we mean by this? So generally we can say that mental health is a state or condition of emotional or psychological wellness or fitness or well-being. Mental health reflects the health of our feelings, emotions, and thinking. So mentally healthy people will have positive feelings, emotions, and they will think positively. This is often reflected in our actions or in our overt behavior or in the ways in which we deal with situations. So mentally healthy people will deal with situations in one way in comparison to people who have mental health issues. Now, specifically, mental health of teachers actually mean the teacher's abilities, skills, and aptitudes to understand and deal with their emotions and their feelings effectively and usefully, especially in the teaching, learning, or educational context. Now, there are certain factors that affect the mental health of teachers, and these factors include personal factors, which means personal mental abilities and attitudes, the physical factors, which actually means physical wellness or illness, and aptitudinal aspects of the personality. These are factors that have an impact on the mental health of teachers. Similarly, there are other factors that we can include in the category of professional factors. That actually means the knowledge, especially the subject knowledge of teachers, their competence in their particular areas of specialization, and their experience or experiences. And by this I mean professional experiences in the educational contexts. Similarly, there are academic factors, which again, the general knowledge of teachers, the specific subject-related knowledge of teachers, then their skills as teachers or as professionals will also have an impact on their mental health. And so if they have good skills, if they're skilled in dealing with situations that is related to their professional responsibilities, they will generally have better mental health. Their competence as professional and as teachers, and similarly their interests. So by this I mean that if they are in an academic field of their interest, generally this will have a positive impact on their mental health in comparison to teachers who are working in academic areas which are actually less interesting for them. And then the environmental factors. So the environment, especially inside the classrooms, inside the schools, but also the general social and economic environment in which the teachers are working, that will also have an impact on their mental health. Now moving on to the why of it. Why is it that it is important for teachers to have good mental health? This is often a neglected aspect of the educational structure. So as I said in the beginning, generally there is more emphasis in understanding and emphasizing the mental health of the taught or the students. But when it comes to the teachers, there is perhaps less awareness regarding the importance of mental health for teachers. So as a result, there seems to be a neglect of this very important aspect of the professional and personal lives of teachers. This is important for teachers in terms of ensuring their physical health, their social integration, their emotional health, their intellectual development, their personal development, and their professional development. So in all of these different aspects related to the persona of the teacher, mental health is very important. Then importance for students. The teacher's mental health is not just important for the teachers themselves, but also for the students. A teacher who has good mental health will be more likely to deal with the needs of the students, with the psychological and the educational needs of the students and the physical needs of the students, more in comparison to teachers who have problems with their own mental health. Then the overall classroom and school environment, to a great extent, it depends on the mental health of the teachers. The teacher is at the center of the teaching learning process or the instructional process, both formal and informal, inside the school. And so therefore, a mentally healthy and satisfied teacher is more likely to have an overall positive impact on the process and the product of education inside the class and outside the classroom, which actually means the overall school environment. Then the mental health of the teachers is also important for the educational, for the overall educational processes and outcomes, as I said, inside and outside the classroom, even outside the school. And so overall we can say that a happy teacher, a mentally healthy teacher is a good teacher, and by this I mean will generally be a more effective teacher in comparison to a teacher who is himself or herself suffering from mental issues that will make it difficult for them to concentrate on their teaching, to improve themselves, to be more productive in terms of their teaching role. And so therefore it is important that we need to have teachers who are mentally healthy in order to have a more effective process of education for students. Now, what is actually what are the things that we can generally do in order to ensure the mental health of the teacher? So the first thing is that we need to have more awareness regarding this issue. And that awareness should begin with the teachers themselves. So first of all, it should be the teachers who should know the importance of their own mental health and of the mental health of their peers or colleagues or other teachers. So the second thing is the administration, the school or the educational institution. The administration should have, which includes the principal and other senior managers inside the school or in any other educational institution, to have this awareness that it is important for their teachers to be mentally healthy in order to be effective professionals. The students also need to be aware, or the school should develop awareness among the students as well, especially among the senior students, that it is important for the teachers to have good mental health in order to be effective teachers so that they can teach these students well. And overall, the society should be aware regarding the mental health of the teachers. In many cases, we have more expectations from the teachers and we focus on their responsibilities. But what are their rights as human beings, as individuals, and also as professionals? These are the things that we as a society need to be more aware of so that we can help in the mental health of the teachers, and that will ultimately result in a better education for our own kids. Support system in place. This is something that is very important. So there should be support system in place inside the schools and also outside the schools. Support could come from peers or support could come from the school administration or the educational institution administration. And it could be in the form of social support. Collaboration and cooperation inside the educational institution is very important. Collaboration in terms of our professional roles and responsibilities, and cooperation in terms of dealing with issues, in terms of developing on a personal level and also on a collective level. This is something that is very important. Then on a personal level, teachers who want to have good mental health need to bring in discipline in their professional and personal and academic responsibilities. And that actually means that they need to be more organized in order to do justice with their roles. And so that will actually bring in organization in their lives, and they will feel more satisfied, and as a result, this will have a positive impact on their mental health. Openness and trust culture inside educational institutions is very important to establish, to develop the mental health of teachers. And by this, I mean that if there are teachers who are having problems, for example, in terms of discipline, in terms of teaching their particular subject, in terms of playing their roles effectively, there should be a culture that is open, where they can trust their colleagues or their administration in terms of sharing their problems with them and in terms of seeking support and help. And so this kind of culture will aid to the mental health of the teachers. And lastly, acknowledgement and acceptance. We need to, both on individual level and on collective level, in organizational level, inside the education institution and outside, there should be acknowledgement of possible mental problems that teachers might face. And once there is this acknowledgement and acceptance, we can then plan, think, and develop structures that can actually help teachers in terms of dealing with their mental health issues and in terms of developing and promoting mental health among teachers.